Well, hello everyone and welcome to Coloritaville. This is Donna and today I am doing a color and chat in Lacey Sunshine's Oz coloring book. This is volume 15 and it of course is by Heather Valentin, and I found a witch picture that I'm going to be coloring in the book today since it's that spooky time of year. And yeah, and I will be using my Caliart brush markers that you just saw a review yesterday for. So that's exciting. Okay, I believe the review was yesterday or day before yesterday. Either way, it's on the channel, and I will try to remember at the end of the video to link to that review in case you guys want to see that. Alrighty then, so I haven't went in and picked any colors. I really haven't done anything. I generally, if I'm going to do a color and chat, I like to have some kind of an idea of what I'm about to try to do. And yep, this time I didn't do that. Should have, but didn't. I think I'm going to go kind of like, I've done this in a picture before. Did you guys watch Once Upon a Time? I think it's available on, I think it's even on Disney now. And I think I was watching it on, it was either Hulu or Netflix. I think maybe Netflix. But it was a TV show and it ran for a few years, and it was based very loosely on the different Disney characters and things from different fairy tales and things like that. Disney or, Grimm's fairy tales. But anyway, I think I'm going to go with The Wicked Witch of the West in that, or in this. And in the TV show, her name was Zelina. So I'm kind of, I think, going to go with that look. Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to use turquoise blue, I think, on the skin to start with. And let's hope I don't mess this up. The Heather Valentin books are kind of pretty thin paper, and it's very, very absorbent. I've actually seen some paper thinner than this that at least takes pencils really well. I'm not so sure that they would take markers very well, but the one thing I have noticed about the books from Heather Valentin is it's not that the paper's super thin, because you hear that it's not terrible thin, but it is very absorbent. So it sucks the markers up. It's really hard to do any kind of blending. So I'm thinking what I may do is pretty much straight color this. And then I think I'm going to go in with my pencils off camera and try to do some shading and things like that. I'll try to remember also to, if I can keep it in my head, to put a picture of this completed at the end of the video. And if I don't do that, the completed picture will for sure be the thumbnail that you clicked on to come into the video. And of course, you'll see it in my month-end pictures also. Okay, so without further ado, let me try to jump in. I'm going to do B502, which is turquoise blue. And the one thing I noticed about these, and also the Ohuhu brush markers, and I don't know how this got past me at review time, is you can stack these lids. That's awesome. Just wanted to toss that out there. I think it's amazing. All right, so I will tell you this, when you color in these really thin books, you have to be pretty light-handed with your markers. Well, with the really absorbent paper. If you're not light-handed with those markers, it sucks that ink right in, and it has a tendency to bleed out, and you'll end up outside the lines, or you'll end up coloring in something that you did not mean to color in. Most of the time, that's what a white jelly roll is perfect for those little oopsies. But if it gets into another area, like into the hair or something like that, then yeah. And there's a little bit in there now, but then you just kind of have to color over it and hope for the best. Luckily, I'm kind of trying to stick with a bluish green theme. So the hair is going to be like a darker color. Actually, no. Selena's hair is going to be orange. She's a ginger in the show. So we'll see. So I hope everybody's doing well. I'm doing good. Fighting off a little bit of an infection that I've had. I'm on my last day, I believe, of antibiotics. So I'm still having a few issues here and there. I may end up having to go back to the doctor. We'll see. I did go into the clinic and got some medications refilled last week. So yay. I really needed to get that done. Okay. You know, I feel so much like, you see this has a collar here, but then this looks like this is a bit of a bosom. So I don't know, but it seems like that needs to still be part of her dress. That's how I'm going to color it, I think, because I mean, unless this is just some kind of like a special collar, like just around the neck, but I don't think that's the case. I don't know. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. All right. You see how the ink kind of bled even down into the lips? So that happens a lot when you're dealing with, or when you're coloring with very, very juicy markers on this super absorbent paper. That's why I did not. I have never been able to successfully blend on the paper that the Heather Valentins are printed on. So if you want to get her art, which is gorgeous, and I highly recommend it. I love Heather Valentin. She's one of my favorites. Either straight color and come in, if you use markers, either straight color and come back in with pencil, or print it over on a different paper if you want to do blending and things like that. Okay, so let me see how I want to do that hair color. I think maybe 416 is going to be close. But I could also go in with like a 505 since I'm going to use some pencil over it. I think that's what I'm going to do because I don't want to get it the perfect shade. If you're going to come back in with pencils, you generally want to put it a little lighter than what you want it to actually turn out to be. That way, when you come back in with your pencils and put in shading and things like that, it's all good. So I think I'm going to go with this, and then I'll darken it up with my pencils to be a lot more auburn and not orange. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you guys, I forgot to let the dogs out. So they're probably going to start barking for us here in a little bit. I have somebody coming in the house here in a little while, and they're probably going to bark when that front door opens. So sorry, I forgot to let them out. It's raining today, so I really don't want to let them out. It's so wet out there, and when it's wet, they come in and they are muddy, and they already need baths, and I'm going to give it to them, but I really don't want that mud tracked all in. I've got a new love seat now, and that is the last thing I want is mud all over that love seat. So let me tell you guys something that happened to me yesterday. It was weird. It kind of honestly freaked me out a bit. My phone rang, And generally, I do not answer calls from numbers I don't know. My theory is if I don't have your number saved in my phone, then it's definitely probably not an emergency. And if it is an emergency of any sort, or if it's someone who really does need to talk to me, I have a voicemail. They can leave me a message. And also, you can always call, back if it's an emergency, like hang up and call right back. If that happens, I'll generally answer my phone. But yesterday it was strange because it was a very local number. It did not, my phone service is through Spectrum, and Spectrum has an option that you can turn on, which I've got on. If it's a suspected spam number, it tells you that it's a suspected spam or known spam or possible threat. I mean, that kind of thing. So it didn't say that, and it was a local number, and it was also a Verizon wireless number. I know that because my number was originally Verizon, and it had the same first 6 digits. So I was like, okay, maybe this is somebody, so I answered. And it was so weird. Let me tell you, okay, crazy. It still kind of freaks me out thinking about it because I'm still not sure what happened with all that. But it says, this is a test call. Stay inside. Stay safe. Stay inside. And then it hung up. It was freaky, right? Freaky. So I have no idea. Have you guys got any kind of, I don't know, weird phone calls like that before? I mean, I'm used to like scammers and all that kind of stuff, or, your car warranty is about to expire. I'm used to that, but this was something even beyond that. This was just freaky weird, with everything going on in the world today. And it didn't say anything other than that. I mean, it didn't have like, this is a call from. No, it said this is a test call. Or no, it said this call is a test. Stay inside. Stay safe. Stay inside. And then it hung up. And the voice was even a little creepy. And maybe the recorded voice wouldn't have been so creepy if I didn't feel like the call was kind of creepy. I don't know. But I didn't like it. I'll just say that. I did not like it at all. Made me nervous. Had me a little off all day yesterday thinking about that, wondering, what was that all about? I don't know. So I have colored a couple images with these Caliart brush markers. And I tell you, these markers are very juicy. Very, very juicy. I'm not going to say too juicy because you do really need a very juicy brush on a brush marker. You know how you can pretty much use regular markers all the way down until it just stops producing color. It might take a little longer, but you can do it. Yeah, well, brush markers generally don't work very well once they start to get a little bit dry. That's one of the reasons I kind of questioned if I would want to use budget friendly, that I didn't have a refill to pop in, because I feel like a brush marker is going to be dead, or should I say unusable. A brush marker is going to be unusable before it totally runs out of ink. So I thought maybe, it's not all that great of an idea, but these are super juicy. Super juicy. I mean, I've had some that's almost kind of like spit ink at me when I pop the top off. Be careful when you pop the tops off of your markers. Don't pull like straight out. Try to kind of angle when you pop it off. That helps that, because, any marker can kind of explode on you with ink if that pressure has a sudden release, but I can definitely say that these are pretty juicy. So I'm hoping they'll last a little while. And I haven't found any strange nibs like I experienced on that Ohuhu set. So I still wish Caliart would have some lighter color options. But anyhow, I was just saying about the juiciness, because if you push down, I mean, you just barely have to brush these Caliarts. See how this is like bleeding out here? It's just so, it's putting down so much ink that it's really good. You know, I love a juicy marker, but you got to be really gentle, because if you put too much pressure, it puts down a lot of ink. So I'm interested to see how these perform like over time when they have been used a good bit. We'll see. I think I'm going to try to use these a lot for a while, like in most of my marker colorings, until I have some that start to get a little drier, because I really want to see how long these perform well before it starts to feel, you know, a little too dry. Okay. All right, let me get a sip of my coffee. Hold on. I've got my coffee and this coffee cup here, and see how my coffee stain, and it wants to keep like it's not coming out really great, and I don't know what's going on with it, because this cup has always performed wonderful, but it keeps either not coming out well, and then I try to turn it up more to get more out, and I end up with coffee all over my shirt, and it's just ugh. And I've got this really cute shirt that I bought. It's about 2020, and it's got a cute little dachshund on the back, and he's got a face mask on, and it's from Simply Southern, but it's about 2020. It says class of 2020, the one where we were quarantined. And I absolutely love it. And every time I put that shirt on, I only get to wear it for like an hour until I end up with coffee or something down the shirt. I've already had to change shirts today. I put that shirt on this morning, and like immediately, poof, I ended up with it all over. So it's pretty frustrating. All right. Excuse me. I'm thinking how I want to handle. Okay, I think I'm going to do B714 on like the sash of the hat, maybe. I don't know. Because I don't know if I want to use true greens on her outfit. Maybe I should hold off on that hat, on that sash, until I figure out really good what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold off a minute. I don't want to get too... All right, I think I'll do 303, which is glass green. And you know where I said that I felt like this would be some kind of like sheerness or something like that? I think maybe I'll use it here. Well, I feel like it's going down darker than my swatch. I do. I feel like it's going down a lot darker than my swatch did. I hope that lightens up as it dries. And then I'll do her stockings, I think. I'm hoping this doesn't turn out terrible. I mean, honestly, I'm looking at it right now and thinking, okay, I don't like what I got going on here right now with the colors. Oh well. This too shall pass. It would have helped if I would have thought out a color scheme before I started the video. That's when I seem to do best. Coloring on camera is when I pick my colors before I start recording. And I might do some of this also. I may even end up coming back and trying to change her skin tone a little bit. I don't know yet. We'll see. Oh boy. Okay. Come in with let's try G606 and see how different that is. G606 is bud green. Bud. Okay, bud. Ugh, I went out of the line real quick there, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, okay. And I'm telling you, these little dots are going to get covered. It's just going to seep into them because this marker is so juicy. So I'll probably come in with maybe something like Stickles or liquid pearls and put over those little dots, or even a gel, like a glitter gel pen. So it's maybe a little bit of a darker green there. Is probably what I'll do with that. Yeah, probably so. I'm going to make, let me see. Okay, I don't know how I'm feeling about this. I really don't. So, it's okay. You guys may be about to find out if I'm true to my word when I say, you know, you can fix almost anything. Oh, Lucy's whining. Or actually, that could have been Riley, but I think it was Lucy. And they're down. Sounds like they're about to ask to go out. They did have their breakfast just a little while ago. It's actually still pretty early in the morning here. I generally wait until later in the day to film, but today I did it a lot earlier than normal. All right. So what have you guys been up to? Are you guys coloring for fall or for Halloween? I don't have a lot of Halloween books, and I'm realizing I don't have a whole lot of fall books either. Shame on me. And we're already almost to the middle of October, and now I'm seeing books that I think, oh, Halloween books. I'm like, oh, I sure would like to color in that, or I would like to have that. I've been seeing you guys over on the Facebook group post some of your pictures from your Halloween books, and they are gorgeous, and it's making me want the books. It really is making me want the books. And I keep trying to tell myself Halloween is almost here, and you really don't color a lot of Halloween, so why are you stressing it? I don't know. I've been very tempted to buy a few Halloween books that I've seen you guys coloring in. And I keep telling myself Halloween is almost here now. Save the money, focus on Christmas. I've already got some Christmas books I've been putting on my wish list. And I know there'll be a lot more Christmas books that I find that I want on my wish list. I color a lot more Christmas. I'll color Christmas even sometimes throughout the year, especially in like July. So it's generally 2 months. I generally start coloring my Christmas pictures in November. So I color a lot in November and December and Christmas. So, yeah, it just kind of made sense to me to wait because I never really pull out Halloween books during the year unless someone has some kind of a color along or something like that they want to have or host in, to do with witches or goblins or, any of that kind of stuff. That's the only time I ever pull a Halloween book out in, the rest of the year. So it's just kind of hard for me to justify buying them. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Because I really want to do I really think Gary's working on Halloween night. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he is. Pretty sure. I think, and not only that, I think he's going to be hunting on Halloween night. And I want to do a live stream. And I would like to have a good Halloween book to color in if I do a live stream that night. So it's kind of got me thinking that I'd like to get one of those, but I don't know which one to get. I don't want to buy a whole bunch because, like I said, I don't ever color Halloween during the year, only at Halloween time, and generally only for a little bit. And even then, most of my colorings are more like witches or more fall kind of stuff, not like necessarily ghosts and goblins. And so I don't know. If I were to break down and say, oh, I'm going to get one, is there a particular Halloween book that you guys would recommend? And, keep in mind that I'd probably do a live stream in the book. So, oh, wait, I just found one that's not stacking. I mean, it does, but it falls right off. So maybe they don't all stack. Yeah, Apparently they don't all stack really well. But most of the ones I've been pulling out stack really well. Oh well. Did you guys see that? They're kind of like, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I really don't think I like the way this image is turning out. I'm going to finish it, but that's okay. This shows you guys that I love you and I'm very transparent with you, because I could so easily stop this video right now and go find something else to color and come back and start this video over. But I'm not going to do it. Because, I mean, I want you guys to understand that I really don't like the way this looks. And I want you to know that it's okay when you're coloring if something happens and you're kind of like, oh, yeah, no, I hate that. I'm thinking very seriously about changing this little thing around her neck to that darker green. We'll see. All right. I do feel like I want the hat that color, though. It's going to hide all these little dots, but there again, whatever I come in with on this the shirt part of her dress, I'll do the same thing with that. So I found out that Heather Valentin has some new books coming out. I'm so excited. I believe she said she had a book coming out this month and next month. So I'm super excited. I messaged her yesterday to ask about upcoming books because I haven't seen any new books in a while from her. And I do love her stuff. I just love Heather Valentin's art to pieces. I get the feeling I'm going to need to do something different at the top of this hat because I just realized that if I bring that down, it's going to blend totally in with the rest of this. So I'm going to have to take a look at my options here in just a second. See what all my options are. This is the 121 set of Caliarts. So I love having markers with lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of colors because of situations just like this. I need a complementary color that's a little lighter, that's not going to like, and I mean, I could probably even go all the way up to say here with the darker, because this would kind of shadow a little bit, I guess. And then that could kind of be like a light source, but I'm going to be honest, I don't know that I have a green to come in there with. I don't know. If I run into trouble here, I may just hold off on that part of the hat and go into my Copics and try to find the closest to that green that's just a little lighter to go down with. We'll see. I'm about to look and see. All right, this is 127. Yeah, I'm not really not seeing anything. I mean, there's that B635, but I don't. It's a forest green, but I'm afraid it's going to be darker, not lighter. I guess I could use that teal. Maybe. See, here's the B635, and here's the one I'm using. And I think that's going to even show up darker. I think the teal will be lighter by a little bit. I don't know. That's what I'm going to have to do. Excuse me, I got a cough. I'm going to silence this for a minute. Okay. I didn't want to just cough in your ear. 7, 2, 3. There it is. Okay. Well, I've already told you guys I don't like the way this is turning out. So if this looks really, really bad, I can always say, see, I told you I didn't like the way that was turning out. And this is actually kind of dark too. Oh, well, you know, I tried. I like the color though. So there is that. So all the rain we're getting, I don't know if it's ahead of, the hurricane that made landfall. I'm in Georgia, but, I know front storms and stuff start to move, in this direction. I know it was headed in sort of this direction, but it looked like the path of the main storm as it went across the East Coast was going to be a lot further up than where I am. So I don't know, but I've got a feeling that this rain probably has something to do with that. I'm not sure. But you know what? I can say this much. This actually is at least different, so it didn't all blend together. So there is that. And I think I'm going to go over this little lip of the hat here just so that kind of stands out a little more also. Wait, I still don't know what to do. I feel like either this or this needs to be this dark color, and I'm not sure which one yet. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. And yeah, I think it needs to be here. Of course, now I'm wanting to do something with some of these frills somewhere. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Boy, I hope I don't regret this. Do you guys ever say that when you start to color? Especially with a marker, when you're kind of a little unsure of a color or something, you go to put it down, you're like, boy, I hope I don't regret this. Puppies are getting a little excitable. I think I'm going to have to let them out. All right, I don't necessarily know that I need to do any more than that. That added, just a little something to kind of bring some of these colors more in together, I guess you could say. We'll even make your lips this color, sweetie pie. All right. All right, I'm going to mute this for just a second and let the dogs out. I'll be right back, guys, okay? Hello. They were so excited to get to go out. They may have actually needed to go to the bathroom because they haven't been out since they had their breakfast. Okay, now the question we're back to is, what in the world am I going to do with that sash? I'm seriously thinking about changing her skin tone. You guys are like, Donna, stop. Okay, let me see. Let me do her eye this color, green. It's a little darker than the lipstick. So, okay. Okay, I'm gonna dive all in and see what happens. Yellow and blue make green. But how green? We're gonna find out. Okay, I want to change that skin tone just a tad. So I'm gonna go in with 702, which is a sugarcane in the Caliarts. I'd never heard of sugarcane in their markers before. I think that's a new color they added. It almost looks like it would have been like the old anise maybe or something like that, but I think there's an anise in here, so I don't know. There's a Barham yellow. What was 401 Spectrum green? That's what I should have done. Her skin was Spectrum green. I think I'll test this right here, and if it's too dark, I'll switch to Spectrum. Maybe that is too dark. All right, let me go to G401 Spectrum Green and try that, because I'm afraid that's going to be too dark. I'm afraid it's going to blend right in with the green I've already got there. And Spectrum is at least, yeah, a little lighter. There we go. There we go. It's not like, it's closer, but it's not like crazy close. Wouldn't you agree? Maybe. I don't know, guys. But that blue is just, it turned out much more blue. I wanted it to be more of a lighter green for her skin. So, and Spectrum Green is like a very yellow green, very light yellow green. So add it on top of that turquoise, and that's what you get. When actually it's that color right there that you mixed it with that and got that. Okay, so is that too close, guys? Yeah, I don't know. And then I guess I'll go in with that. Not that. And from like that, then I'm like, no, not that. Oh, I could like these parts just so it shows up definitely different than that skin, because I do feel like that's a little too close. I'm going to mess with this until I completely mess it up. Watch. Bet you didn't know you were coming to watch me struggle. I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me, though. Okay. Yeah. All right. You know what? I think that's what I'm going to go in and do the sash with. I either need to go in and do the sash with that or this lighter color green that we did the dress with. And I honestly think that might be the right answer. I think that was 606. Bud green. Pretty sure that's what it was. Okay. So let's go in with this. All right. Okay. Here we go. Let's do the rest. I'm sure there's a word for this besides sash. I mean, it's some kind of a bow, a sash, or I don't know. If you guys know what these are, if there's a special word for these and you know what it is, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to give this alcohol ink time to dry really good and be nice and dry. Then I'm going to go in, like I said, with some pencils and try to do a little bit of work with it with some pencils. And then I will get pictures of it and things like that. So I can make the thumbnail, and if I can figure out how, I'll put an image at the very end of the video to show the completed image. All right. There she is. Does anybody remember what I used for? Well, I guess it doesn't matter now. Okay. Yeah, my train of thought got all kinds of messed up there. All right, guys. So thank you so much for coming and hanging out for me with my coloring chat. Like I said, this is just a straight color. I'm going to go in and try to see if I can do some shading and things like that with my pencils and finish her up. I'm probably going to use, like I said, some stickles or some liquid pearls on these little areas to make them kind of pop out. And I'll give her a background with some pan pastels, and she'll be complete. So thanks again. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, ring the bell to be notified of future videos. Please hit the like button, share with your friends. Thank you very much. And until next time, peace, love, and happy coloring. Bye, guys.